What's going on, guys? On this one here, we got no hot water in our maintenance shop, and about a week ago had no hot water. Pulled the covers off here and the high limit was tripped. I reset that and it lasted about a week, and here we are with no hot water again. So I got the breaker off, and we'll go ahead and pull these two covers off and we'll do some troubleshooting here to see what's going on with it. And let's see if our button tripped out here. Looks like it did. See if we hear it click. Yep, that's what it was. Tripped out again. So let's get these pieces of insulation taped up. We'll get the covers off and we'll check it out. There's a little tab right here. You can lift that up. I usually lift from the bottom and then pull up whatever's easy. Alright, just going to pull the bottom one off as well. Here's the bottom one. Alright, there's our thermostat. Let's make sure we don't have any power coming in, which will be our top two screws right here. Top left, top right. And we shouldn't have any power. And we don't, which also feed down to these two screws. So we got no power coming in, so we're good. So now we'll go ahead and switch our meter to continuity, and we're going to check the upper thermostat first and make sure everything's working properly with that, and then we'll check the lower thermostat, and then we'll check both elements too. Alright, our first test we're going to check for continuity on the top two left screws and the top right screws. So I'm going to go ahead and back these screws out, and we'll remove the wires. And we'll go ahead and remove the two lower wires here that go to our elements. Alright, now we'll do our continuity test. Top left screws. Good. Top right. Okay, that checks out as well. Okay, now we'll check the lower portion of our top thermostat here. So first we'll check the common terminal, which is right here. We'll check that to this screw here, which goes to your upper heating element, and then this screw over here goes to your lower heating element. So for right now, if our water in the tank is cooler than our set point, I should have continuity from the common to the upper element screw here. So let's see, which there's no hot water, so it definitely should have continuity from here to here. And we do. And then from the common to this screw, we should not have continuity. That goes to our bottom one. And we don't. Okay, so that checks out good. Now, if our water temperature is above the set point, then the reverse should be. We should have continuity from the common to the lower element screw, and you wouldn't have it from the common to your upper element screw. So while we're up here, let me take the screw off the element here. We'll check the upper element. Well, I guess I already had that wire unhooked. And these here, we'll switch this to ohms. Usually they're around 12 to 13 ohms for a good element. These are the 4500 watt elements. There we are, 12.6, 12.8, 12.7, so that element is good. Alright, so now we'll get ready to go down to the lower thermostat and lower element, and we'll do some checks down there. Okay, now we'll check the bottom element. We're looking between 12 and 13 ohms. And we got 12.7, and it's beeping because I have it on continuity. Alright, now we'll check for continuity between these two terminals right here, which we have. and that is because the water is cooler than our actual set point. And with it being off for a week, no matter where I set it, even at the lowest setting, it's still going to show continuity because the water is cold, room temp. Okay, now even though we checked the upper thermostat, upper element, lower thermostat, lower element, and everything checks out good with our continuity, for this reset here, or the high limit to keep tripping, it's telling me that either the water is getting too hot, the thermostat's bad, maybe something's fused together inside. You know, could have a loose wire, but everything was pretty tight on that. Really, the high temp would be the only reason for this to continue to keep tripping out, other than the other few items I named. And our elements are right in spec at, you know, between 12 and 13 ohms for the 4500 watt, so we know they're good. So what we're going to do is replace the upper and the lower thermostat, and that should take care of our problem. When you have a high limit that keeps tripping out, it's because the water temperature got above 170 degrees, and it's a safety. That's what it's designed to do, is trip out. And looking at all the connections here and the wiring, there's no burnt spots, nothing leaking. So for that to trip out, there's something malfunctioning with this upper thermostat. And it might be an intermittent problem because, like I said, I reset it a week ago and it finally tripped back out this morning. So maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever. I don't know. This is only the second time it's tripped out, but I'm going to go ahead and swap out the upper and lower thermostats, and we'll see what happens. I'm pretty confident that's our issue. Okay, to remove your thermostats, once you have all your wires unhooked, this little lever right here, one on each side of the thermostat, the bottom the same way. You bend that out towards you, that way the thermostat will slide up. See if I can do it with one hand here. Bend these both forward, and we'll slide it up. Alright, there's our thermostat. Now the up 150 because I was moving it around as I was testing. But right here's our new ones. Here's our upper. Here's our lower. Same thing in here as the top one. There's that lever right there. And that one right there on the left side. Bend those out towards you. And slide your thermostat up. And here's the lower. Now we do have a little bit of black marks. Well, it wipes off, but that might just be from the tank, from getting too hot. But anytime you have a bad thermostat, whether it's upper or lower, on a water heater that has the two thermostats, always replace both, no matter which one's bad. They're an inexpensive part, and it's worth the headache there to just swap them both out while you're already there. And the main thing is we know our elements are good at 12.7, 12.8 ohms. So, alright, now to install the new one, you just want to put it in above the bracket and drop it down. Those little tabs we bent out, here's the little locks here that it slides in and locks in place. Get it up above that point. And then just slide it down. May have to bend the tab out to get past it. And catch it on the wire. And it's crucial to have these in the right spot and the back of the thermostat up against the body of the tank, because that's how it reads its temperature. See, got the left one in good. This one here is a little tilted. There we go. Alright. That one's good, locked in place. Get Ready to do the top one. This one here, you have a little more room. There we go. Looks like they're both locked in. Left one's in, right one's in, yep. Alright, we're flush up against the tank. Alright, so now we'll just go ahead and reinstall our wires. Alright, we got all our wires on our upper thermostat and our lower thermostat. Everything's hooked up. And we'll go flip the breaker on. And we'll check for our 240 coming in. And then we'll adjust our upper and lower thermostats here. So let me go flip the breaker. Alright, we can hear it. So we'll go ahead and adjust our thermostats here. Set that at 120. This one here, the bottom one, I'm going to go a little over 120, about 122. You want that one to be a little bit higher. That way, as you're using hot water, that one's going to kick on first to start heating up the new water that drops down in from your dip tube. So let's check our voltage here. Okay, 240. Alright. Looks like we're good to go. Yeah, sometimes you do a little troubleshooting, you don't find a problem, but really with electric water tank, there's not much to it that can go wrong as far as tripping out the reset. And I did take the cover off up here. I checked my wires up there. Everything's good. So it was either thermostats or the elements. And the elements checked out good, so they'll either work or they don't. But the only thing that could be a intermittent issue or, you know, have a problem once in a while would be the thermostats. So that's what I replaced. Should be good to go. I just got to put our white covers back on here. Right here, top and bottom ones. And these go on pretty easy. Just line them up, slide them on. Move our tape, fold the insulation down and fold the wire back over the insulation, and we'll put the cover on. Same thing down here. I'm gonna hold that up, put the lower one on. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.